Washington Post. It's entitled, "Enough with the Latin. What Trump did was bribery." You write in part, "Enough with all the Latin. Quid pro quo is a namby-pamby, wishy-washy way to describe the crime President Trump clearly committed in his dealings with Ukraine. The correct term is bribery, and the punishment under federal law is up to 15 years in prison. Read the transcript," Trump regularly demands on Twitter. Well, I did read the rough and incomplete transcript. My conclusion is that Trump's conduct is better described as bribery than as extortion. You don't have to be a lawyer to see that all the elements of the crime are present. What Trump did with the Ukraine funding, which has been duly approved by Congress, was clearly a flagrant misuse or abuse of power. But it was also a plain, old-fashioned crime. It was bribery. Gene continues, "It is important that the public understands both the process and its findings. Testimony transcripts are long and dense. The truth can get lost in the weeds unless it's distilled and highlighted in language that everyone can understand. And not everybody knows Latin. If a traffic cop asks for money to tear up a speeding ticket, that would be criminal, and the cop should be fired. What Trump did to Ukraine was essentially the same thing. No quids or quos about it. He should be impeached and removed." Gene, Donnie, let me start with you, because this is an argument you've been making now for the last few weeks.
Gene, so important. And we got to stop with this quid pro quo. It's bribery, it's extortion, it's criminal behavior, it's betrayal. And you set the table for the way you're going to go at him for the next year. Gene, kudos, kudos, kudos.
Well, thank you, Donnie. I mean, you know, and I know, because it's our business. Language matters. Words matter. And talking about it in you know, a language that's been dead for 2,000 years, that people don't speak, that nobody really speaks. Quid pro quo, except lawyers. That's not the way. And you know, Democrats. Not just Democrats, people who believe in this country and want to hold this president accountable for all the things that he's done, have to learn to speak in plain, direct, impactful language, and that's generally not in Latin. So think about communicating. Communicating is important.
Gene, with vicious attacks this morning on the ancient language of Latin. How dare you, Gene?
Yeah.
It's a great column. It's up on the Washington Post. Gene, thanks so much. Still ahead on Morning.